7 years later, new technology brings a constant set of new vulnerabilities. Chris O'Farrell is a white hat who protects the U.S. government systems and sees himself as a foot soldier in a never-ending daily battle.
Definitely there's a battle between the black hats and the white hats. It's an ever-ongoing battle. It's like digging a hole in the sand. The more and more you work, the more and more it fills up. Vulnerabilities are found every day.
Chris is on the side of the angels, but today he's setting off on what hackers call a war drive. He's heading for the heart of the federal government to expose a new way in for hackers created by the growing use of wireless networks.
We use the same techniques, methodologies, and all that hackers use in order to basically secure networks for the U.S. government, financial institutions, and other types of agencies.
As well as countless corporations, a host of government departments use wireless networks, vulnerable to hackers on the outside, equipped with a simple rig.
All that you need to put together a war driving rig is what they call it. I have a GPS receiver. I have my antenna and my wireless card, which I pieced together here. So you can tell it's been used quite a bit.
What Chris calls a war drive is an electronic fishing expedition looking for vulnerable wireless networks.
Every time you hear a beep on the computer, you know it's another wireless network. There you go. I just found a couple. And up on Capitol Hill, you'll just start going crazy. It'll sound like a pinball machine here. There's one. Got another one. Every building around here is a federal building. All right in front of the federal building, we just got another network.
By glancing at the screen, Chris can instantly assess how long it would take him to hack into any of the wireless networks, broadcasting their presence onto the streets of the Capitol. Most of them are not even encrypted to protect them.
Right now, I have 20 networks on my computer. Out of the 20, only 6 of them have encryption. It would take me probably about 20 seconds out of 14 out of the 20 networks for me to reconfigure my wireless card and enter these networks. They can spend millions of dollars on security, have firewalls, and have all kinds of internal policies, but it only takes one person with one wireless access point to plug in. Anybody sitting where I am in my car right now can break into a government network in about 20 seconds. Well, what I've seen today, it really disturbs me. I don't understand why there's wireless access points beaconing out these signals out onto the roads, out into the parking lots of these government buildings in Washington, D.C.
But hackers don't have to be on the doorstep to engage in InfoWar.
Chinese President Jiang Zemin has urged the United States to stop all spy flights near China for the sake of healthy development of China-U.S. relations.
Following the collision of a Chinese fighter with a U.S. spy plane, angry hackers from China launched a hacker war against the U.S.
Chinese hackers banded together, and for a period of a week, they showed solidarity and compromised over 10,000 U.S. systems in a period of a week. So we saw that basically a loose group of hackers with one common political motivation can cause significant damage.
The first wave of attacks was followed by the release of a new type of virus, an attack worm. Apparently launched from China against systems set to American English, it became known as Code Red.
Viruses spread among computer systems just the way cold spread among, grade school classrooms.
Code Red imitated the actions of a hacker and used compromised systems to break into other systems.
Significant portions of the internet were either disabled or infected as a byproduct of the rapid propagation of the Code Red worm.
This propagation was so dramatic and so fast, and the cascading effect of hundreds of attacks coming from each infected computer simply overwhelmed the internet.
Code Red was set to stop and start when the internal computer clocks hit certain dates and times.
We noticed that, okay, It stops propagating when the system clock in the computer turns to the 20th of the month. It begins a new phase of activity, and that phase of activity, as we discovered, was to launch a distributed denial of service attack against the White House website.
The attack was tracked back to a Chinese university.
In the last line of the software code, it says, hacked by Chinese.
The White House simply changed the numbers in their web address, but Code Red had a lasting impact.
Code Red was potentially a test to see if automated info war would work. If other key components of the internet infrastructure had been targeted by Code Red instead of just a web server, we could have seen massive amount of damage.
It was the most serious episode in the health of the internet in the history of the internet.
While cyber terrorism is regarded as an inevitable threat for the future, the reality today is that the bulk of hackers who break into high-profile sites have a less alarming motivation.
Department of Defense in the United States, of course, is like the Mount Everest of you know, the targets that you can go after. I planted my flag in a Pentagon computer system. You know, that's a wonderful thing. They really didn't want to hurt the Pentagon computer system. They didn't want to look at any information. They just wanted to get it in there and get it planted, and then brag about it amongst their peers.